Welcome to News Video Clip. If you watched ABC World News tonight, they were showing some clips from an interview with Donald Trump and NBC's Kristin Welker on Meet the Press. But there's a part they didn't show, and that's when Donald Trump got up and ran out of the interview after Welker fact checked his false claims about fixed elections in California and the 2020 election being fixed. So we have the clip for you right here.
Officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quicker. That's how they vote
They're
in
crooked,
California.
just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Really?
let's
Well, you
continue.
play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid.
Let's
You play right into their hands with this crap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But Mr. President,
You know why I
you've
got
never
that?
presented
Because you have no
evidence.
credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
Your
about.
elections
You
in
went
this
to
country,
court.
we're like a third world country.
But sir,
Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is
but
crooked,
Mr.
and
President,
so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
but Mr.
You're
President,
one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've
I
sat
traveled
rain with
all.
you.
I know. I
I sat in the
traveled
rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an hour.
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I'm giving you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be
we
great
traveled
with a
all,
dishonest
listen,
press.
we traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
So there he goes. Fat ass, the scared little bitch, is running away from Kristin Welker. And isn't it funny how all these Fox News hosts like Jesse Waters and Greg Gutfeld like to tell us what an alpha male Trump is? That didn't look like an alpha male to me. That looked like a scared little bitch running from Kristin Welker. And I have to give her some credit for having a backbone and fact checking him. Hopefully, the other people at NBC News and at MS Now will start growing backbones and fact checking Trump too. I'm talking about Katie Tur, Chris Jansing, and all the other losers who just don't have the guts to do that. So I tip my hat to Kristin Welker. All righty, we're going to move on. You may have heard that President Trump on June 14th is going to hold a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House. And they're building this big tacky ring. And basically, they're going to be fighting in this ring. And Trump is bringing white trash to the White House. And he's charging $1 million a ticket. Here's journalist Scott McFarlane with all the details.
There is an 11th hour attempt to stop the UFC fight at the White House. A challenge filed in court here in Washington, D.C. by two community organizers seeks a court order to intervene. The organizers are both from Virginia, one of whom is a military veteran, and they argued the event, the UFC fight on White House grounds, is not only unlawful, but, quote, deeply corrupt. Their 35-page complaint filed this weekend says that Trump ally, UFC executive Dana White, close friend, close ally of the president, is enjoying what none have enjoyed before: unfettered access to the White House and Lincoln Memorial to stage a private, for-profit sporting event. What's more, it says there are reportedly packages, VIP packages, selling for between $1 million and $1.5 million per head. A for-profit venture on the sacred historic grounds of the White House. They're also arguing another company, Paramount Skydance, owner of CBS News, my prior employer, and David Ellison, who have recently been cozying up to the president, also stand to benefit from the White House grounds. It says here in the lawsuit that this celebration of America cannot be enjoyed by most without first paying $8.99 plus tax for a Paramount Plus streaming subscription.
So there you go. Trump turning the White House into white trash. Actually, he's turning it into another grifting opportunity, charging $1 million a ticket if you want to come watch this UFC fight, or you have to subscribe to Paramount Plus that is run by David Ellison, who's another Trump stooge. Unbelievable. It is absolutely thoroughly corrupt. And I hope that lawsuit succeeds in stopping the UFC fight. That would be awesome. Alrighty, more disturbing reports about the Trump administration. As we all know, Trump has been pardoning a lot of criminals, and these criminals have actually gone back and committed more crimes. Some of them are being arrested for allegedly molesting children. Here is Jennifer Welch from I've Had It with all the details.
How acting AG Todd Blanche is delivering a safer, more prosperous America. Rest assured, the only people that are safe and the only people that are prosperous are the people that are involved in the criminal enterprise formerly known as the executive branch of the government. And let me just show you how safe America is under acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. Pop this up. Here we have GOP Els is reporting that Trump commuted the sentence of Pastor Rodney Gibson, a drug dealer. Gibson has now been arrested again for sexually abusing his 15-year-old foster child. So see, this is the way it goes with MAGA. You have this unhinged form of Christianity. You do a lot of MAGA style posts, like the drag queens are coming after the kids. Joe Biden's coming after the kids. Hillary Clinton is eating kids in basements. You post this all over because secretly you're sexually abusing kids, and you use your religion as a cover for it, and you use MAGA as a vehicle to try to hide what you hate about yourself. And then that's how safe Todd Blanche is making America. Here's another pardoned January 6th rioter sentenced to life in prison for plotting murder. Pop this up. Pardoned January 6th rioter Ryan Yates has been arrested in a child predator sting in Florida. The sheriff said he got away with it with a federal system, but not here. So the state is saying, we're not going to let him off the hook. And it needs to be said all day, every day. MAGA is the party of sexual abuse and pedophilia.
She is spot on. And there are actually more criminals who have been pardoned by Trump who have gone back to commit more crimes. And we're going to be reporting on that in the coming weeks. So that is not the end, not just those two people. All righty. Finally, we are going to go to RFK Jr., who's head of Health and Human Services. And guess what? He's not really interested in doing his fucking job. The New York Times reports that RFK Jr. is showing little interest in the departments that are underneath him that affect 340 million Americans. It's been reported that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has had very few briefings with RFK Jr. about the Ebola virus. He's met very few times with CDC scientists. It says Kennedy has shown little interest in managing the details of the work of his department, according to multiple colleagues. Instead, they say he is single-mindedly focused on food recommendations, pesticide exposures, and hunting for evidence to support his long-held false beliefs that vaccines are harmful. So there you go, folks. Another Trump stooge who's not doing his job, who should get the hell out, right? Alrighty, that's all the stories we have now, but you can find links to these stories and see more of that Kristin Welker clip with Trump right below this video. Unlike the right-wing podcasters, they never provide any evidence. Lying Joe Rogan, loser Benny Johnson, and pouty Tim Pool, who can't back up a damn thing. They're all crying the blues. All righty. We will, if this is your first time watching this video, please like and subscribe. If you hate this video, please like and subscribe. If you hate me, please hate and like and subscribe. Alrighty, we'll be back later with more stories.